Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair.
Good afternoon, Shane. Hi, Commissioner. Hi, Councilor Flynn. My apologies to everybody for keeping us waiting here. I got stuck at an event in the district.
Hey, Councilor Bach.
Hi, Councilor Flynn.
So I'm on my cell phone, so I might not have the video on, so I'll just use my cell phone if that's okay.
That's totally fine. Thank you for being here, Councilor.
Thank you.
Okay, I think Carrie or Candace, whoever's running us behind the scenes, are we good to go?
Ready to go when you are, Madam Chair.
Okay, excellent. Let me find my gavel. All right. I'm calling this hearing of the Boston City Council's Ways and Means Committee to order. For the record, my name is Kenzie Bach. I'm the City Councilor for District 8, and I'm the chair of the City Council's Committee on Ways and Means. Joined here by my colleague today, Councilor Ed Flynn of District 2. This public hearing is being recorded and live streamed at boston.gov/city-council-tv. It will be rebroadcast on Xfinity Channel 8, RCN Channel 82, and Verizon Fios Channel 964. We'll be taking public testimony at the end of this hearing. So if you wish to testify via video conference, please email Shane, SHANE, .pac, P-A-C, at boston.gov to sign up. So that's SHANE.PAC at boston.gov to sign up to testify today. And if you do want to come testify when you're called, we ask that you please state your name and affiliation or residence and limit your comments to just 2 minutes so that we can make sure that everybody's comments get to be heard. And you can also submit written testimony to us by emailing ccc.wm@boston.gov. So that's ccc.wm@boston.gov. And if you're watching this hearing after the fact, we are still accepting written testimony, so please feel free. Today's hearing is on docket 1210, message and order authorizing the City of Boston to extend the local option first adopted in 2012 that offers members of the Massachusetts National Guard and reservists on active duty in foreign countries a real and personal property tax exemption of up to 100% of the total assessed. And our panelist today is Commissioner Nicholas Arenello from the Assessing Department. And I should say as well that we were joined earlier, I regretfully had to start the hearing a little bit late, by Councilor Michael Flaherty, City Councilor at Large, who wanted to express his support for passage of this docket. So I think without, well, actually, Councilor Flynn, would you like to say anything to start before I go to the Commissioner?
Thank you, Councilor Bach, and thank you to the Commissioner for your important leadership on this issue. I also, like Councilor Flaherty, I also support this. I know the tremendous contributions and sacrifices of members of the National Guard that they have made to our state and to our country, especially during these difficult times, not only here in Boston or Massachusetts, but across the world also. They played a critical role during the pandemic and in making sure that our seniors had vaccinations and access to food. Again, whatever we can do to be helpful to these National Guard families is something I support. I'm proud to support this. And I just want to say thank you to you, Madam Chair, and to the Commissioner as well for the important work you do in supporting our military families.
Thank you so much, Councilor Flynn, and thank you as ever for for your advocacy for veterans. We really appreciate it. And of course, your chairmanship of the Committee on Veterans Affairs. Commissioner Arenello, why don't I give you the floor and you can explain the docket before us.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for having me here. For the record, my name is Nicholas Arenello. I'm the Commissioner for the City of Boston Assessing Department. And I'm here today on behalf of the administration to testify in favor of passage of docket number 1210. As the chair has already noted, this docket provides a property tax exemption for members of the Massachusetts National Guard, as well as active duty reservists who are serving in foreign countries. Provides a 100% property tax exemption, and the program is established by state law in such a manner that it requires renewal every 2 years. And so it was originally passed in fiscal year 2012. Then it's been renewed again every 2 years. So 2014, 2016, 2018, and most recently in fiscal year 2020. It's a very solid program. I think it does a lot of good, and it ends up being of minimal cost to the city, because thankfully we don't have that many members that are serving presently in foreign wars. So it's a great program that I think that the city can afford to continue to support.
Great, thank you so much, Nick. And can you give us any sense of scale for how many individuals take us up on this in a given year, or what that amount of money foregone is, or anything like that?
Sure. So this won't necessarily be every single qualified applicant, because the exemption deadlines for people serving in foreign countries are extended. But in terms of ones that have been processed so far, in fiscal 21, we actually had no exemptions that we've currently processed. For fiscal 2020, there were a total of 7. That was an abatement of $17,237. And then in fiscal year 2019, we had 2 service members that were able to take advantage of the program for an abatement of $3,164.
Great. Okay. So yeah. So as you say, a pretty small fiscal impact. What do we do right now to like enable people to know about this? Like, is it on the website, all that? And then like, have we thought at all about ways that we could get the word out to more folks? Because even though I know there's, fortunately fewer American engagements abroad right now than there have been in certain, in the past, still it feels to me like there's probably some folks who are eligible for this and don't know about it. So can you just give us a sense of what we've done, maybe what we could do?
Sure. So we identified the program on the City of Boston website. Actively the things that we do for outreach is we identify the program on the City of Boston website. We also have pamphlets available for people that come into City Hall, and we have our taxpayer referral and assistance center available to answer questions about this and other programs as well. The other thing that we do is we send out mailings that go out with the third quarter bill every year that identify this program and other programs that we have available for veterans and the elderly and such. We also work with, the Veteran Council to get this information out to service members. We are always looking for new ways for outreach, open to suggestions on how we can do that better and trying to figure out new ways to do that. So if anyone out there is listening and has an idea, let us know and we'll figure it out. Because yeah, always happy to. We have these programs so that people take advantage of them. So we want people to know about them so that they can do that.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Nick. I feel as though maybe through Veterans Affairs, like there might be a way, like to sort of see if there's a way to use the military's channels of communication to kind of let all their eligible folks know or something, just go directly to the folks. I don't know, something that Councillor Flynn might know more about. Councillor Flynn, did you have any questions for the commissioner?
Thank you, Councilor Bach. I think you asked all the right questions, Councilor Bach, and just wanted to follow up on your questions. So the public education, public awareness campaign would be critical, and I know Commissioner Rob Santiago, as you mentioned, Council Bach could play a key part in making sure veterans and military families know about this. So one of my questions, Commissioner, is how long does a veteran have to be overseas and on active duty? And is there a minimum number of days to be on active duty overseas to qualify for this?
Thank you for your question, Counselor. That's a really good question, and I'm just gonna pull up the statute to make sure that I get it right. So I believe, let's see. So the provision in the statute itself does not list a minimum time period. It's just that they serve during that fiscal year for members of the reserve that are serving overseas. So there isn't a minimum timeline that they would be required to serve to qualify for the exemption.
Okay. That's good to know. And I guess my final question, Commissioner, I know you mentioned you would like to do some public awareness outreach on this. If I was able to work closely with Councilor Bach and Commissioner Santiago and yourself, would you be interested in having a kind of like a Zoom veterans town hall and I could help and I could ask Councilor Bach, and maybe we can reach as many veterans organizations across Boston as we can, and you could provide an update on the program so we can get this information out to residents.
Thank you, Counselor. I think that's an excellent idea. I'd be happy and excited to participate in that. We would appreciate any assistance you could offer in setting that up.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. I'll stay in contact with you and with Councilor Bach and with Commissioner Santiago, and maybe we can do that after the new year. So I just want to say thank you, Commissioner, and thank you to Councilor Bach for the important work you're doing on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Flynn. And yes, definitely would love to be a part of that. And I think this just feels like there is a set of people who could benefit from it. And if we go through the right channels, we could get the word out to more of them. And that's certainly the spirit of wanting it to be actually utilized, right, by the folks who are eligible is certainly the spirit in which I know the city is supporting it, and I will be supporting it at council next Wednesday. So I think that's very important. We don't just want it on the books. We want it to actually be utilized by our National Guard members and folks who are, on active duty overseas. So that's some homework for all of us next after this. Commissioner, did you have any further remarks?
No, I just want to thank you so much for having me and for the excellent questions. And I look forward to working with you both to, spread the word.
Great, wonderful. And Shane, do we have anybody signed up for public testimony right now?
Hi, no, we do not.
Okay, all right. Then I think that it just remains for me to say, as I just indicated, I'll be recommending passage at the next meeting of the City Council. I'm grateful to the administration for introducing it and to my colleague, Councilor Flynn, for his presence today and advocacy. With that, this hearing of the Boston City Council's Ways and Means Committee is adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.